Jimmy, a kind of slightly unusual situation this week in the sense that you've played in the European final at the weekend and you've lost. I mean, how do you try and kind of process that, if you like, given the fact that there's another match coming down the track next week, and that's a knockout game? I mean, it's kind of it must be a bit frantic even mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously the weekend was very tough for everyone, the whole group, the whole building. But at the same time, you'd prefer to have a game this weekend of trying to put it right. So instead of just like resting on our laurels and being bloody depressed for the week, at least there's something there that we can kind of turn the page and look forward to. So it's a kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, having this knockout game this weekend, so you can just turn the page as quickly as possible.
I would imagine there's a fair degree of frustration there. I don't mean necessarily with you, but I mean with the entire group, of maybe thinking of what might have been. And as you said, this Saturday is probably the ideal opportunity for you to try and work some of that out of your system.
Yeah, there's obviously frustration when you win, or when you lose a final like that, and it was so close, like, and so 3 points, it was conceded a minute and 10 seconds left or whatever. So there's obviously frustration, everyone, and disappointment. Everyone was disappointed around the building, but exactly as you said, we get a game a week later, which is what you want, like, so you can just kind of put it right, try to get it out of your system and try and play well this weekend.
How important would it be that this current group, given the fact that the way the year has actually gone for you, that you finish off this season with some silverware at the end of it?
Oh, massively important. Obviously, at the start of the year, we set out that we wanted to win the 2 competitions. We've come up so short in one of them now, but we still have one to fight for. We still have three games hopefully to play, but like they're all knockout again. So yeah, it'd be massive. It's kind of our season now. Our season's on the line at the weekend. Like, we have to win. So
just kind of picking up on that, there must be an atmosphere of kind of deflation around the whole building, after that loss. What are some of the older players saying, more experienced players, saying to kind of revive the energy and get the minds refocused going into this weekend?
It's kind of that we still have a lot to play for. Like at the start of the year, as I said to Michael there, like we're aiming out to win 2 and we can still win one of them now. So it's that kind of like turn the page. We still have a big knockout game this weekend. So you're trying to just put that Champions Cup final now behind us and start concentrating on the next week and your next job. And that's kind of how you kind of have to play rugby, like live in the moment. You have a game every week, like, so you can't dwell on the past too much.
No, absolutely. During the game, it was one of the, I suppose, the standout things was the fact that you didn't score a try in that game, which is so unusual for Leinster. Was it quite frustrating how well La Rochelle were able to prevent the ball getting out wide to yourself and James Lowe, where you're so effective and clinical?
I wasn't really frustrated. We were still kind of putting scoreboard pressure on them and stuff with taking threes and stuff like that. And in finals, we're keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Yeah, we would like to have scored a try, and then it's easy to say after, we would like to score a try because then we would have won or whatever. But at the time in the game, I wasn't frustrated or anything. I thought we were doing our job well and we were playing well. But yeah, you can say it kind of after the fact. It's easy to say, frustrating, and I can go like, we would like to score. But at the time, I didn't think I wasn't frustrated or anything in the game.
Yeah, and look, you spoke about, I suppose, how it's actually a great thing now that you've 3 knockout games because you don't have time to dwell too much in the past. So how much importance is being spoken about in the group to bounce back this week and as you said, to claim a piece of silverware this week, win one of the 2 competitions you set out to win at the start of the year?
Yeah, it's massive for us as a group. You always want to win silverware every year, and look, we came up short that last week, but now, as you said, we hopefully have 3 games in a row, all knockout, all big games. So yeah, it's huge for us if we can win this.
I suppose there's going to be an awful lot of focus on what's been at the weekend, but in terms of the URC as a standalone competition, it's been great opportunity over the years for Leinster players to embed themselves into the squad. Those players who are coming through the academy and stuff. Obviously, a big quarter final this weekend, a chance for a bit of freshness maybe to come into the squad. I know it's been pretty consistent over the last few weeks in terms of the Champions Cup squads, but do you see much change? Is there talk of perhaps some changes to personnel this week, even at this early stage?
Well, not all. I don't pick the team now, but
Yeah.
everyone I think Leo said after one of the games we'd used 60 players this year, which is obviously huge. So and they're all good players, and everyone who steps in plays well, and everyone's kind of pushing each other on. So if they do the changes, I'd be confident enough whatever kind of 15 or 23 they put out.
And it's really raised the standards as well among the squad and pushed people on consistently. That competition for places is always there, whether it's your first game in the URC or a big Champions Cup final like last week.
Yeah, every week there's players disappointed because they feel like they should be playing, and there's every day in training there's 3 15s usually going against each other, and they're all very tight, and it's all everyone's very good, and it's hard to break down each other and stuff like that. So it just helps, and it breeds for whatever 15 gets selected, whatever 23 gets selected. It just makes you better and stuff. So yeah, it's great.
In terms of switching the mindset to such another big game, does it take a while to kind of come down for the weekend, or is this an ideal opportunity not to dwell too much on what's just gone by?
Yeah, I think you said it there. It is an ideal opportunity. If we had nothing now, if our season was over, you'd be dwelling on it for your whole holidays, everything for the summer. But we get a chance to kind of set it right this weekend, and you can't dwell on it too long. Glasgow are a good side; they're going to be tough, so you can't let yourself dwell on it too long. You have to turn the page pretty quickly.
What's impressed you most about Glasgow this season so far?
Yeah, they're very good. They have a couple of new kind of backs and stuff. I know the fullback, he's kind of broke through and stuff like that, and Ross Thompson at 10, he's kind of coming along. He's a young 10, he's played a couple of times, he's really kind of steering the ship the whole this year. So yeah, no, they've been good this year.
And I'm just intrigued, obviously a lot of the focus in the build up to last week's game was on the Champions Cup, but had there been much talk of the quarter final in the past couple of weeks, even though the focus was obviously on that perhaps bigger prize at hand?
I think it's in the back of your mind, but we kind of take it week by week. Every week there's a new focus, a new team out and everything like that. So I was more so we were taking each week, every challenge, every weekend. So it was definitely the back of your mind. We knew we had knockout games towards the end of the season, but we'd more concentrate each week on whoever we're playing.
I'm sure it's been dealt with well and truly over the course of the last couple of days. But is it very difficult to kind of park the weekend and as you say, turn the page?
Yeah, it was, yeah, but getting out training today helped, and we're kind of previewing Glasgow and everything, and then once everyone can kind of do it, then it kind of breeds it, alright, we're into the next game, next moment, next team and stuff like that. So getting out training today and concentrating on Glasgow, previewing them and everything, that definitely helped.
In terms of consolation, I don't mean to use that word, but I suppose in some way, if you can go on and account for Glasgow and defend it and I suppose put a fifth title in a row here in the league, will that be seen as a decent consolation for what was a huge prize?
Yeah, I think so. It was always our goal to try and win both and stuff, and if we can win one, obviously we're massively disappointed we can't win the two now and we came so close, but all focus now is trying to win the URC, so yeah, it'd be massive if we could.